Good morning, an absolutely beautiful day in South Wales, and we're out just above Pontypool, and we're going to do hopefully about a 14-mile circular walk, taking in a couple of big hills, a nice ridgeway, and then a lower route back through various woodlands and bits and pieces back up to our starting point, which is a little parking spot next to Pontypool Folly, which is an old tower built quite a long time ago, knocked down during World War II because it was seen as a risk of being a marker point for enemy pilots, and then rebuilt and is opened occasionally every now and again for you to wander in and take in the views from up on the top. So the views from the parking spot and the Folly are really fantastic, and we're parked nice and high up, so we get all the joys of the ridgeway but very little ascent. But I've plotted this course and it looks about 2,300 feet of ascent and descent over the course of the walk, so just over a mountain's worth, so it should be a reasonably strenuous walk. So I'll try and capture the best bits along the way, some of the views, some of the sights, and log the hills and stuff. And as always, you can visit thewalkingkev.co.uk for the full route details, parking spot and everything else. It's my first time wearing a hat on the channel. I'm finally old and wearing a hat, but they give a full day of really unbroken sunshine, so figured a hat was a sensible choice to wear, keep a bit of heat off my face, and help keep me cool on what is not a hot day compared to recently, but it will get pretty warm as we're walking at a good pace to make sure we finish this before I've got to go and do the school run. Just over 5.6 miles in, we're on a nice little hill. In the background up there is the Blorange, which we're not going to do today. Fabulous hill, well over 500 metres. I can still see the sea, and I've not been up this particular bit of path before, so it's quite nice to be up here. Looking opposite, we got the big ridgeway which we did on the Buzzard Way. I can see right the way back to Mynach Twin Glass, which is one of the earlier hills on that walk as well. Quite a clear day, a little bit haze, but I can see all the way over to England in the distance as well. So really pleasant walk so far. So the plan is now, we're not going to do the Blorange, we're going to get to the road by the car park for the Blorange, head down a little bit, drop down significantly, and then loop back along the side of this hill through sort of little lanes and wooded areas and stuff, and we'll just see what that's like, and then walk back up to the place we parked in the Folly. So yeah, nearing halfway now, another mile and 1.4 miles should get us to the halfway point, so making pretty good times, we should get there. And yeah, very pleasant views all the way to the central Brecon beacons up there somewhere, so Benavan, Gorndy, Cribben and stuff, you can see those. Yeah, lovely part of the world. Just hit 14.5 miles now. A couple of sections on this last bit have been a bit of a nightmare. The perils of walking public footpaths. Sometimes they just disappear, especially this time of year when the bracken is at its full growth. A lot of footpaths can just disappear under that kind of bracken. I don't like to turn back, but I've turned back on 2 occasions on this walk now because of bracken and stinging nettles. Paths completely unwalkable, and one I got into a field and there was just no path out, just really tall wall of bracken and brambles, so had to go back myself a couple of times, but I'm now in the final ancient cobbled path, or so it would have been rolled back in the day, up to the Folly, so not very far at all to go. I'm back to the car and I'm very much looking forward to a sit down. It's extremely muggy now. It's actually started to rain, which I don't think was forecast, but I'll take it to cool off because I am absolutely boiling. So it's not been too bad a walk. Certainly the Ridgeway, which actually for most of that was the Cambrian way, very easy to follow, really good, decent paths. And I think if I just stuck to some of the bigger footpaths and a couple of country lanes, the walk back would have been a bit easier as well. But you've got to try these things, got to give it a go. That's actually the end of a couple of footpaths, and one of the footpaths we were trying to get onto that, had to turn back, so all paths lead back to the car, and I'm very, very thankful for that today. So as I dip into some more overgrowth, I'll leave the video here. I might just do a bit of filming at the top if the weather's okay. But no, it's not been too bad a walk. Good to get nearly 15 miles in of exercise, and good to walk a new short section of Ridgeway as well. Views from up there, very, very nice. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, a huge thanks for watching as always, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.